Hello there, welcome back to my bench once again. Hugh here. In this tutorial I'm going to tie you up a little fly I use for smallies. It's a craft fur marabou baby perch with eyes. So I thought I'd give this one a tie up for you, something a little different. So we'll get this guy out of the vise, a fresh hook in, and I'll get started for you. For the hook I'm using a TMC 2457 size 6. We'll get him locked in the vise here. Okay, get him locked in where I want him. Okay. Now for thread I'm using orange Danville 3/0 monocord, waxed monocord thread. So we're going to start our thread right behind the eye here, about a hook eye length. We're going to wrap back to just in front of the barb here, because we're going to put on a little body of holographic tinsel and underbody. So I have my piece of holographic tinsel. We're going to tie that in right on top of the hook here. Then we're going to pull it to length and wrap forward. And then we're simply going to bind that down around the shank and wrap forward. Okay, just wrap forward to your eye, just like so. Just gives us a little underbody to shine through. And we're going to tie that off. A couple wraps behind here. And we're going to lock that down. A couple wraps, snip it off. And real quick, I'm going to give a little shot of bone dry here. Just give the little shot over top, just like so. And we're going to hit that with the light, cure that up real quick here. There we go, just a thin layer to keep that in place good. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to turn the hook upside down here, and I have a little smidgen of yellow craft fur here that I'm going to tie on the bottom. I'm going to measure that up. Just two hook shank lengths is what I want. So I'm going to bring that in right on the bottom here. Tie that down just like so. Wrap forward. Okay. Any excess materials, just wrap them back. Just like so. Just want that even on the bottom of your hook here. You can take your thumb and press it around a little bit, just so it flows back. There we go. Now we're going to turn our hook back up. And we're going to take a little bit of olive marabou here first. Just going to peel off a small amount of olive marabou off a marabou palm here. Small amount. And we're going to tie that in on top of the shank, like so. Come down, pinch that on, wrap back, just like so. I'm going to snip off your excess. Okay, bind that down good. And next, we're going to take a little bit of olive craft fur, small amount, and I'm going to tie this in a little different. And tie this in. Just want to get it squared off here. Okay, I'm going to tie this in with the butts facing back, like so, and the tips out over the eye. So we want to bind that down. A couple wraps here. Just take your thumb and spread that out a little bit. Then I'm going to trim off those butt ends, like so. Now we're going to take the craft fur and pull that back, just like so. Wrap back on the fur. There we go. Just get that brown back like so. Okay, next I want to take a little bit of olive ice dab here, and I'm going to preen that back and forth until I get it the length I want it. We're going to tie that in right on top. just like so. Wrap down, wrap forward, then we're going to fold that back, wrap over top. There we are. Just pull out if any excess comes out. Just take a little piece of Velcro brush here that I use, and I'm just going to comb that back, just like so. And there we are. There's the main part of it. So now what I'm going to do is build the head up a little bit here. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to put your eyes over it and glue and resin, so just a base to glue your eyes onto, just like so. There we go, that's good. Now we're going to take our whip finish here, make a whip finish here. 4 to 5 turns is plenty. Come down, whip finish that up. Come in, snip off the excess tag here. There we go. Now there's our little baby perch so far. Now I want to come in with my brush here and comb him out. Get all them fibers combed back good. Any trap fibers. Okay. Now, next I'm going to take him out of the vise for a second here. Just for a second, I'm going to take a Sharpie marker. And I'm going to mark the black barring on the sides here. It's just easier to do out of the vise. I'm going to give him a few black bars on the side here. Just like so. Just way down like that. There we go. And do the other side as well. Just mark those spurs on them here. Distinctive on a perch, as we all know. There we go. We have the bars on them now. So, I also want to turn them upside down, take an orange Sharpie, and I'm going to put a little bit of orange on the throat there along the yellow. Just take my finger and let that work it in the craft fur. I just want that to blend in. A little bit of orange. Just like so. Let that blend in. Good. There we go. Okay. Now, next, what I'm going to do to get the minnow shape that I want, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of bone dry Solaris resin, and I'm just going to go right over the top of the fibers here, like so. And I'm going to take my finger and just work that in the fibers. The Solaris, just work it in the craft fur. And then I'm going to take my fingers, pull everything back, like so. I get that minnow shape. And I'm just going to hit it with the light real quick, like just like so. Give that a little turn. Just work that in here. That should be fine. Okay, so there's our perch minnow so far. Next comes the eyes. So for our eyes, I'm going to use 3D eyes, about medium size. Green with the black pupils. So what I'll do is turn the hook on the side, and I'm going to take a little bit of Zap-A-Gap super glue gel here, take a little bit, put on a needle here, squirt some of that out. I'm going to put a little bit of that super glue on the needle, put a little dab on one side. I'm going to grab an eye here, just just like so. Gonna lay him on the side. Position him where I want him here. I want him back just a hair on the craft fur as well, not completely on the thread head itself. There we go. That's where I want him. Turn it over. Same on the other side. Take a little squirt of gel super glue here. Don't need much. A little dab on the thread wraps. Like so. I'm going to grab another eye here. Stick that on the side. Just like so. That's where I want it, right there. Press that in. Now that takes a few seconds to dry, of course. Just making sure I got them where I want them here. Positioned evenly, looks good. Now we're just going to let that cure up here for a second. Doesn't take long for that to dry. Then our next step will be to put a resin head on it to protect our eyes so they won't come off. That'll be our next step here. So it should be just about dry now. I got a couple fibers here I want to snip out. Should be just about there. Okay, I'm just going to check here, see if it's dry yet. Not quite. But this is a good little perch pattern for smallies. If you got the materials, if you can tie this guy up, I think you'll be pleased with the results. You take him out smallmouth fishing. I had some real good luck on him last season. As if you can keep, like I said before, if you can keep them dang pipperel away from it. They like to jump all over it too, of course. Okay, those eyes should be set now. They're on there good. Okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my solar res first, the thin formula, bone dry, and I'm going to go right in between those eyes on the top. Let a little flow down on the craft fur as well. Turn it over. A little on the bottom side, let that flow down in and over your thread wraps too. Just then go right over top of the eyes with the coat as well. As you're going, go right over the eyes. Okay, that's our first step. Now, we're going to hit that with the light and cure that up. Just turn it as I'm zapping it here. Make sure the light hits it all over. Okay. Doesn't take too long here for the bone dry. Okie dokie, that should be fine right there. Okay, so next, there's our eyes. Next step is to put a coat of solar res thin formula to build up the head a little bit more. I want to get a little bit harder hit on the front of that. More protection for the eyes. So what I'm going to do is take a little dab. And I'm going to start it here, right on the top, go right around. Right over the eyes, right in between, and back over on the other side. Like so. Just work that around in between the eyes. And around. There we go. Now, we're just going to keep turning it here. Just let that flow down and just keep turning your vise. Work that down a little bit more here, a little bit on the bottom. There, that should be plenty right there. Just like so. Just keep turning your vise to work it around even. Okay. Gets a nice little hit on our perch, and I want to make sure I get any excess I got in the eye. You want to get, if you got in your eye, you want to make sure you get that out. Just like so. There we go. You don't want none of that in your eye. Okay, and then we're just going to work that around. And before I cure that, I'm going to keep my needle right in the eye of the hook, just to make sure. I'm going to start curing that up here. Give that a little zap. I can take the needle out. Okay. Gonna work it around here. I'm going to keep this on a little longer than the bone drag. It's a little thicker formula. It takes a little longer. Just want to be sure it's secured all the way through. Okay, a few more seconds here. We should be fine. A couple more turns. Okay, that should be fine. Well, there we go. There's another baby perch minnow. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you, like I said before, if you can tie this guy up, give him a tie and try him when you're smallie fishing. They sure love it. So that's why I decided to give this guy a tie for you. I'm going to give you a little close-up of him here. There we go. Just make sure I'm in good focus for you. There, I'll give him a turn in the vise. As you can see, we got a good casing over those eyes with the resin. So they're not going to come out, that's for sure. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial once again. If you did and you want to see more, just hit subscribe. And if you liked, hit the like button as well. And from my shop, this is Hugh signing out once again. Until next time, so long folks.